Yes, we're doing this. So the other day, DistroTube uploaded this video where basically he insinuated that his /bin/sh is linked to fish, and because it's like this, when you write a shell script, you shouldn't actually have /bin/sh at the top because it's going to break on systems that have fish as their system shell. And then after this, Luke decided to do a reaction video to it, so you know what? We're just going to go full YouTuber and do a reaction to the reaction. I'm not going to watch all of it because that would take way too long, so I think it starts around here or so.
I know it's a troll, I know it's a joke, but I feel like I gotta bring it up. I don't know why I'm doing this. Yes, I know reacting is cringe, Zoomer tier, I know it's consume product tier, I just feel like
Am I the only one who feels like Luke, over the years, has sort of just become like a caricature of himself? I've talked about this before in live streams, but if Luke actually acts like this in person, he'd probably be just completely insufferable. So even though he doesn't want to do the YouTuber thing, he's over the years made this character that he actually plays in his videos. I'm 99% sure that the Luke Smith you see on camera is just like an extreme version of himself. Let's actually see this video then.
look at it, and well, you're gonna look at it. I'm probably gonna have to hide my face. Okay.
I just wanted to make one of these shorts videos.
Okay, I need to point something out before we get into the rest of this. So, Luke Smith has 115,000 subscribers, and just listen to this for one more moment.
You guys that do shell scripting.
You probably noticed the audio coming from his video is really bad. So he's not actually recording the audio of the video he's watching, he's just recording the audio that comes out of his speakers through the microphone. I have 14,500 subs. I can work out how to record my desktop audio. Like, I'm 99% sure that you can do this with FFmpeg.
And the shebang of your shell.
Maybe he just doesn't own headphones.
One thing, SH is not a real shell. I think a lot of people think SH is actually a real shell, a real language. That's not what /bin/sh is. It's simply a symlink to whatever your user's default shell is on the system. And if it's a non-POSIX compliant shell, that's
these reaction faces are going to be great for some emotes on my server.
I have lots to say about that.
So stop being a bin/sh virgin and start being a user bin env-chad.
Okay. No matter how many times I listen to that, it's not going to stop being funny. So that last point, it makes it sound like DT is just trying to he's trying to hip with the kids. I have never heard someone sound so out of touch when they say Chad and virgin. And the bald head is certainly not doing him any favors in that respect.
Firstly, now I'll go ahead and say he's already gotten roasted by everyone in the comments.
Yes, he has.
Okay, and
the comments are
points.
absolutely
but
amazing.
Setting your default shell, I know this is going to sound totally stupid for people who are new to this channel, but setting your default shell to fish is so stupid, I can't even describe it. It's like setting your default shell to Python. I know that he doesn't do this.
Now, I would disagree with that because Python isn't actually a shell. Python is just an interpreter. If you want to have a really bad example of something that'll break your system, go and change your shell to something like PowerShell. Don't do it. Please don't actually do that and complain to me that it doesn't work because it's just not a good idea.
Because that would be incredibly stupid. He cannot be stupid. I don't believe that, okay?
That's my hope as well, but it wouldn't be the first person to try it. Go hang out on Reddit for just a bit, on anywhere that talks about shells, and you will see someone trying to do this. Judging by my audience, I don't think we need to hear Luke explain bin/sh, so let's skip ahead to when he starts talking about dash.
Run this script with the program bin/sh, okay? And if you look up what bin/sh is on your computer, you might get different things, actually. In my case, as I just ran it, I get this program called Dash.
Now, on my system, I also have the same thing as well. So if we do ls-l/bin/sh, as we can see, mine is also linked to Dash.
On your computer, you might get Bash. Someone else?
If you're running Arch as it comes out of the box, Arch does have Bash as the bin/sh symlink.
This computer, they might have ZSH, okay?
Now, one thing I do want to say about this is if your system does come with ZSH as the bin/sh symlink, I would highly recommend changing it because ZSH, while it is a really amazing interactive shell, is quite slow when you look at shells in general, and you will notice that when you swap that out for something like even Bash, but if you go so far as swapping to something like Dash, just running regular scripts in your system will be considerably faster. So if you don't know what Dash is, there's an article about it on the Arch Linux wiki. It's supposed to be up to 4 times faster. I don't actually have numbers on that, but I can tell you it does feel considerably faster.
Someone who's stupid, they might have fish.
Exactly.
We'll talk about why that is stupid. Now, BinSH, he's correct to say, yes, it is not one single program.
Some people like to call, like, the Bourne shell BinSH, but technically it's not exactly one program. He is completely right there.
But it is part of the POSIX the Unix operating system, in the sense that there is a standard of what kind of programs can be BinSH. That is, when you write a shell script, shell scripts, of course, have a set syntax. You're not going to write Python in a file that you write. You have BinSH at
We could, but it's not going to do much.
the top. Okay, you're going to write a shell script, right? And when you put BinSH at the top, that says this is a shell script. Okay, that's it. That's all that means. Okay.
Yes. So one thing that a lot of people don't seem to consider is that in the modern era, there is far more than just Linux being a Unix operating system. So you also have things like, say, OpenBSD. And OpenBSD doesn't even ship with Bash, but its shell KSH is still POSIX compliant. So if you write something with POSIX compliant shell script, it's still going to run on that system. I would say it doesn't matter what your BinSH is, if you have BinSH at the top of your file, only do POSIX compliant shell script because you don't know what systems the script is going to be run on. Maybe you'll want to swap out your shell from something like, say, Bash as the default system shell to Dash. And if you have Bash syntax everywhere, well, now all of a sudden all your scripts just don't work.
Fish is called the friendly interactive shell, but here's the deal. It is not a real shell at all. It's not a real shell. I mean, it's a shell in the sense that it's a user interface thingy, but it is not compliant. Well, while Bash adds stuff on, Fish adds stuff on, and it also takes things away.
Luke is great at saying things in a really roundabout way without actually saying anything. So what he's trying to get at here is, yes, Fish is actually a real shell. I don't know why he said it's not a real shell. Something like the Python shell, that isn't a real shell. That is just an interpreter. But Fish is a real shell, just like PowerShell, just like Oil. What Fish isn't, though, which he almost got to, is that it's not a POSIX compliant shell. So if you write POSIX shell script, it will not run in Fish. And I've seen people trying to say, oh, Fish actually is POSIX compliant, and no, it's not. There's no reason to try to lie about that, because Fish is trying to not be POSIX compliant because it thinks that its syntax is going to be better. And this pretty much hits on the entire problem.
That is just as stupid as setting your BinSH to Python or something dumb like that. It is a different language. It does different things.
Exactly.
Now, the reason people use Fish, it's called friendly interactive, is because Fish adds these pretty features. They have syntax highlighting. I mean, I have syntax highlighting and stuff on my shell.
Yeah, I do as well.
As you can see. I'm using ZSH. That is the interactive shell that I use. And you can add anything Fish has, you can add to ZSH, and ZSH is much more minimal.
I would say it's more minimal than Fish, but I would never call ZSH minimal, for example. So a lot of the stuff that ZSH can do, I know someone's going to tell me it can also be done in Bash as well. The problem, though, is that when it comes to, like, the hacky sort of stuff you can do with your shell, there seems to be a lot more community support for ZSH. So if you want to go and actually do a lot of that stuff, a lot of it's already going to be made on the ZSH side, whereas for Bash, you might have to do it yourself.
Unless you're using OhMyZSH, which is another stupid, maybe I should do that rant somewhere else.
What a great idea. I wonder who's also done that video. I'm not gatekeeping content. If Luke wants to go and make that video himself, he is more than welcome to. I feel like this could probably be done much better if I did some more research.
And I know he's kidding. I know he has to be kidding. Actually, I don't know. This actually came up. I had to look for these comments. A million years ago, someone said something. I was complaining about snaps and Flatpaks and stuff like that and why I hate them. Someone posted on my channel, DistroTube said if he would make a distro, the distro would be 100% app image based.
This is actually 100% true. This video does exist. I'm going to show you it in just a moment.
And I checked that video, And in that video, he also said, it was like, what would I do if I designed my own Linux distro? And he said something like that. And he also said that fish would be the default shell. That is so... I know that he's kidding, so that's how I replied.
Unless this is like a really dedicated troll, I know DT has done some things like that in the past before. I have a feeling he might be 100% serious. Here it is. Have a listen.
And I don't know why somebody hasn't done this already, is why are we still using bash as our default shell on Linux? I mean, for the most part, the default system shell is always bash or dash or, some other POSIX compliant shell, but
For
typically
good reason.
it's bash. The user shell sometimes is not bash, sometimes it's ZSH, but 95% of the time it's also bash.
Wait for
Why
it.
don't we move to fish?
He doesn't seem like he's joking. I think he's being 100% serious here. I do know that he likes to troll you guys from time to time. Like, for example, he never had to make the video on Trump or on guns, even though that is where he stands. He knew that video was going to start a fight. He just wanted to see what sort of reaction he would get from it. So maybe the whole fish thing is just an elaborate troll, and he's just trying to see what people actually feel like about fish. But I think this might actually be him being serious. Back over to Luke.
But yeah, fish is not a shell. Don't use it as a shell. Don't set it as
It's
your default
still a shell.
If you want to use it, I mean, don't use ZSH and add in the, if you want the, pretty syntax highlighting, just add it into ZSH, which is a real shell that can run all of this kind of
I will agree with him, just use ZSH instead.
stuff. But fish is not, it's not a shell.
for it.
I mean, it's not a POSIX compliant shell.
It took him 7 minutes and 32 seconds to finally say what the problem with fish was.
That hypothetically, if he were not kidding, which I know that he is not kidding,
I think Luke's onto something there. I think DT might be not kidding. Also, shout out to my boy Hum, who has a great comment here.
I know it's a joke. I know it's a joke. I keep that. That's why I keep telling myself that.
This right here is the face of a man who spent way too long on 4chan.
Yeah, that's it. Fish is stupid. Don't use it. Use ZSH if you...
On that note, I might actually be doing a video on fish sometime in the near future. Obviously, not going to run it as my system shell, but I still think it might be fun to check out. Now, I can anticipate the comments. Someone's going to be saying, "Hey Brody, why did you make this video? There was no point for this video existing." And you know what? That right there is 100% the reason why I did it. So I've noticed that occasionally in my comments, there are some people who just take themselves way too seriously and will only be happy when the video has some explicit point for it existing. Things being fun are not a good enough reason for a video to be made. And you know what I have to say? I don't care. I'm going to make the videos that I want to make. If some of them aren't entirely useful, they might not be entirely useful. And if you don't like that, well, you don't have to watch that video. And how often does Luke Smith do a reaction video? I could not miss out on this opportunity. So I think that's going to be pretty much everything for me. But before I go, I would like to thank my supporters. So a special thank you to Chris, Joachim, Donald, Michael, Andre, Nathan, David Monza, Will, Brennan, Chico Bento, Jamie Joseph, Mitchell Peter D, Stephen Tony Tushar, and all of my $2 supporters. If you'd like to go support my work, the links down below to my Patreon, subscribe to Star, LibrePay, all that sort of stuff. I've got my podcast, Tech Over Tea, available basically anywhere, and then this channel is available on Odyssey and BitChute if you want to watch my content on a platform that isn't YouTube. So I think that's pretty much everything for me, and I'm out.